Zman Mincha is at 7:55. Last night we counted 31 in the Omer, and davening tomorrow will be at 6:10. And this being the 31st day of the Omer, we know that Lag BaOmer is going to be on Thursday. Make your plans accordingly. I'll investigate whether or not this shul says Tachanan. Remember, the general rule of OZ is most shuls look for reasons not to say Tachanan. We look for reasons to say it. But joking aside, this week's Parsha has perhaps one of the most famous lines, at least for Americans, in it. Proclaim liberty throughout the lands and to all the inhabitants thereof, which, as you know, was on the Liberty Bell. And one of the things that this week's Parsha tries to stress, is that freedom or liberty is tied to property rights. Because this line comes where, when talking about the Yuval, when property goes back to the people who owned it and had to give it up for whatever reason, they can get their inheritance back. And it's a very important issue that without property rights, you really don't have that much freedom. In the 18th century, there was an English parliamentarian named Edmund Burke. They were discussing how much power the king had to quarter troops within private homes. And Edmund Burke, who was one of the founders of what is today called the Conservative Party, said, the poorest subject in the realm lives in a hovel, holes in the ceiling, in the roof, and the walls. The sun may enter, the wind may enter, the rain may enter, the snow may enter, but the king may not enter. He's making a very important point. Freedom is based on that you're able to say, this is mine, and you can't touch it. And that's what the Torah is saying is, in the final analysis, if you want freedom, you have to respect other people's property rights. Just something to think about, Kaddish Rabbanim.